Before creating management groups, you need to understand the difference between managing resource access through Azure Active Directory and Azure Role-Based Access Control. Azure Active Directory is Microsoft's cloud-based identity access management service. Azure Active Directory helps your employees sign in to access external resources such as Microsoft Office 365, the Azure portal, and other software as a service applications. Azure Active Directory helps your employees sign into internal resources such as apps in your corporate network and intranet, along with any apps developed by your organization. Azure Active Directory does not grant access to Azure resources, that is virtual machines, storage accounts, management groups. Azure Active Directory resources and Azure resources are secured independently from one another. Conversely, Azure role-based access control assignments are used to secure Azure resources but do not grant access to Azure Active Directory resources. The only way you can use your identity in Azure Active Directory is to gain access to Azure resources by upgrading your role to Global Administrator in Azure Active Directory. When you elevate your role, you are eligible to be assigned the User Access Administrator role in Azure at the root scope. This allows you to view all resources and assign access in any management group or subscription. So using the Azure portal, I'm going to create a management group and call it Human Resource Management Group. I'm going to place all my subscriptions in that management group. So the first thing I'll do is to click on Add Management Group, and I'll create a management group ID. I'll call this Human Resource Management Group. Now this is the management group ID, which cannot be updated after creation. Now let's say I want a different display name. I want a simpler display name for my management group. So this is the name to be shown within the Azure portal. So when you come to the Azure portal and look at your resources and management groups, this is the name that is going to be displayed. I call this HR Management Group. So once I'm done, I save these. So I've succeeded in creating the Human Resource Management Group, which is displayed right here. So you see my display name is different from the management group ID. So the next phase is to move all of my subscriptions into that Human Resource Management Group. To do this, I'll go to each subscription and move it into a new parent management group. In my case, this is the Human Resource Management Group. I'll do the same for the second subscription and for the third. So eventually, all my subscriptions have been moved into the Human Resource Management Group. So I have 3 different subscriptions. Now I can apply a policy or initiative to the management group and even exclude certain subscriptions. I am going to apply an initiative that includes a number of policies that control and deploy specific virtual machine extensions to support audit requirements. And the initiative I'm interested in is in the audit ISO 27001-2013 controls and deploy specific VM extension to support audit requirements initiative. It contains 61 different policies and is categorized as a regulatory compliance. So I'll go in here and assign this initiative to a certain scope, and that scope is my Human Resource Management Group. I can specify a specific subscription to apply this to, but in this case, I'm going to apply to the entire management group and then exclude certain subscriptions. So I do not want this policy or these policies or initiative to apply to my DevOps environment. It will apply to my Enterprise Architecture 1 and 2 subscriptions. So once I'm done, I click Add to Selected Scope. So now I'm going to exclude these subscriptions from being influenced by the policies defined in the initiative. Now once I'm done, I can assign this initiative to my human resource management group. So this is a very simple example of how you can apply policies to a management group, and it affects every subscription or child resources within that management group. If we go to our management group, just to recap, I created a human resource management group and then moved all my subscriptions into the human resource management group. And then the next thing I demonstrated was applying a policy initiative to that management group and excluding my DevOps subscription from the effects of that initiative. On the Microsoft's documentation website, you find step-by-step method on how to create management groups using the Azure portal as well as the Azure command line interface. I've demonstrated how to use the Azure portal, but you can do the same creation of management groups using the Azure portal as well as the Azure command line interface and Azure PowerShell. It's another segment on how to manage your management groups. For example, it shows you how to change the name of your management group in the portal, how to change the name in PowerShell, and how to change the name in Azure command line interface. There's also how to delete a management group through the portal, in PowerShell, and in Azure command line interface, and how you can view different management groups and manage your management groups in different environments. So after creating my management group, I might want to delete that management group. So to delete this management group, I have to first of all remove all the subscriptions and move them to the tenant root management group. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go into the human resource management group and move each subscription to the root group. I could as well move it to a different management group, but in this case I want to move it into the tenant root management group. So once I'm done, I go back to my management group, and now I should be able to delete the human resource management group. It looks like there's DevOps left in it, so I need to move these into the tenant root management group. So once this is succeeded, I should now be able to delete this management group. Now the delete button is active. Delete. So I've succeeded in deleting this management group. So as you can see, creating and managing a management group is very easy. One of the easiest things you'll be able to do in Microsoft Azure. In our next lecture, I'm going to focus on the role of Azure Resource Graph in auditing and managing your resources.